Greetings and welcome. Today we have our drift car back on the table here. This is our MST RMX that I've been playing around with. Just a quick little video here. I want to show you a couple of scale items I added to this car to hopefully improve the looks of it a little bit. Doesn't do much for the performance, but I think it looks cool, so I guess that's something. What I added here on the front, you'll see hanging down this little star-shaped hook here at the end of this toe strap. This right here came from Sideways RC. Got one on the front here and one on the back. They came in a pair. Right there. I will talk about how I mount these in a moment, because you might also notice that the car, instead of stickers, now has exhaust tips peeking out the back. These are RPM Fat Boy sedan exhaust tips. And I think they add a nice scale touch, look better than the decals of an exhaust tip. So let's take a little bit closer look at these. Let's take a look at how they're mounted and what work had to go into putting them on the car. Let me go and get this body off. Start with the front one here. Get you a close-up view here, maybe. There you go. And if you look right here, you see a little hole going back up inside the body. I made a little hole there, and then on the inside of the body, see if I can get this to focus there on that. You can see the strap coming up from the hole, and right here behind the grill, I have it shoe-gooed in place. I did it this way because it's the recommended way to mount them, and I think it'll hold it in place nicely. And I went clear up here to glue it in place just in case it takes a hit on the front and flexes the bumper, and it doesn't flex the shoe goo. If it cracks the paint, it'll be hidden behind the decal that is the grill. See, just a little bit holding it. Kick back around here to the front. Now let me show you how I made that hole right there. If you notice, it's barely wider than a toe strap. I didn't want to make it huge and create a weak point on the bumper itself. So I just went barely wider than the toe strap, and to cut that hole, I used my Dremel, and this bit right here, let me see if I can get it focused in on it. It's just like a little metal filing bit, real small. You can see it there against my finger. I did that for the front and rear toe strap. Let me show you the rear toe strap here again, and how it's mounted. You can see its small hole right there, right next to the license plate. Comes up here, and once again it's shoe gooed in place. And the shoe goo is on the back of the GT sticker right here. That way, once again, if the body gets flexed, I don't have to worry about cracking the paint. Now let's talk about the other modification I did, and that's these RPM Fat Boy exhaust pipes, or tips I guess I should say. I think they add a nice detail to the car. Like I said, they look much better than the decals did. For these tips to fit, I cut around the decal, made a circle, then used a sanding drum on the Dremel to round it out to give me that nice round look there. And then on the tips themselves, see if I can get you an angle here, I cut off the extra plastic that hung down, trimmed it with a cutting wheel on the Dremel. And to make this tip stick in farther, you can see stacks of plastic card I used. Basically as a spacer, and then servo tape to hold it in place. I glued the plastic card to the base, and like I said, used servo tape to the body, and this moved the tip in. Otherwise it would have stuck out really far, like this far, and it just didn't look good sticking all the way out. So I recessed them so it's closer to even with the body. Gives it a more realistic and a fitted look. Another detail you might have noticed is I've added headlights. These are 5mm white bulbs and tail lights. These are two sets of 3mm reds. I bought a cheap tail light kit off Amazon that included the headlights and 2 whites for the headlights and 2 reds for the tail lights. I bought 2 of those, and then used the extra set of tail lights, cut them off, and soldered them in here so I could have 4 bulbs in the back and the 2 in the front. Later on, I'd like to add some yellow marker lamps to the headlights up here. Just kind of fill it in and make it look a little more scale there. But for now, this is all I have in the way of LEDs. But nice, simple, just taped them to the inside of the body. I didn't shoe glue them to the body itself. I just used tape, so if I decide to move them or cut them and add more, it's easy to access without having to cut off all the shoe glue. Out of these visual mods, I'm not sure which ones I like the best, but I think in the end I'd have to say it is the toe straps. I just really like the way they look. Maybe because they're visible all the time, not just when the battery's plugged up or when you're looking at the back of the car from the front or the rear. I can see the toe strap. But a little shot here of the headlights, taillights. So I'm pretty happy with these visual mods. Eventually I plan to add probably windshield wipers, an interior, and stuff like that. So stay tuned so you can see that. So please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. So there will be more with this car. I have some other future projects I want to do, so hopefully I will get to them. Like I said, subscribe so you don't miss any updates to this. If you like this video, please give it a like. That helps us with the algorithm and helps me be able to do more videos. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below or hit us up on Facebook or Instagram or any of those. The links to all that's down below. I post an occasional video on TikTok. It's not really my RC TikTok. It's just kind of like my whatever I want to post TikTok. But you can check us out there. Until next time, happy RCing.